something. Can you hear me properly?
Yes.
Because I'm going to imagine you something. First, imagine yourself sitting in a restaurant, just finish your lunch. Well, then your cell phone just rang. A call came from somewhere you don't know. You received the call. Here you heard that you just won $1 million from a lottery that you had bought yesterday or the day before. You are very much confused. Is it true? Maybe it's the scam. So you log into your bank account through your phone and you find it true. Wow, you are very confused and at the same time you are very excited. So you are very happy to inform your parents, so you rush back to your home. But in the meantime, unfortunately, you forget your phone at the restaurant. You went home, you tell your parents, and you are very happy. But they were not convinced. They thought you were just telling lies. So you try to show them in your mobile, but you just found out that you lost your mobile. But that doesn't matter. You thought, okay, no, that's not a big deal. So you went to your computer and logged onto your bank account. But alas, all your money is gone. Well, I don't want you to fall in that situation because it's a really horrible situation. To prevent this situation, you have to take some security measures. So I know what you're thinking. Topic of my presentation. Well, the topic of my presentation is one of the best security systems in the world, and it's biometric security system. Well, we from the strong group like to welcome you to our presentation, and here are the members of our group. And these are the topics that we are going to discuss throughout our whole presentation. And we will talk about what is biometrics and what are the uses of biometrics and what are the advantages and disadvantages of the biometrics. Well, let us begin. Biometrics. Well, first of all, you have to know what is biometrics. Biometrics is the automatic identification of a person by her or his physiological or behavioral characteristics. Well, biometrics works in three terms. First, recognition, then verification, then identification, and then it comes to verification. History and development. Well, to know something, you know what it came from. Well, its ancestor or the forefather of this topic. Well, the history of biometrics isn't that much great because many of our people in the world claim to be the owner of the biometric system. Well, in the 14th century, the China people claim that they are the ancestor of the biometrics because they find trace of evidence in their system that some mercenaries at that time used the biometric system. It was not just a full biometric system, a simple glimpse of biometric system to find out their children different from one another by simply putting their palms and their palms and the size of their palms and their foot and everything. Well, then comes the 19th century in France. Well, there is a person in the police community. His name was Bartoric, and he first used biometrics properly. Well, you cannot say the biometrics properly because today's biometrics and their biometrics is totally and completely different. Well, but he is the first one who invented this biometric system. Here he used anthropometry development system actually. So first you have to know what is anthropometry. Well, anthropometry comes from a Greek word, entropy and metron. Entropy means man and metron means measurement. So entropy is the body measurement actually. So he is someone who actually took the record of the criminals. He first used to find out the body measurement of the criminals and then put it in the record. Well, that's a very tough that time, but he did it somehow. He also used fingerprint, but that doesn't include that in that time. Well, in the late 19th century, the fingerprint actually begins. Well, though Barcelona used the fingerprints, the person who firstly used fingerprint was Galaton. He was an Argentine policeman. He found out about the Bartolom's fingerprint, the Bartolom's anthropometry, and he used also the fingerprint system. Then comes 20th century. Well, in 20th century, the computerized biometric system began. In 1985, the history of iris recognition was proposed. Then in 1993, it was software was built, and in 1994 it was completely began. In 21st century, well, you can see what is the 21st century biometrics really is. We have eye recognition system, we have facial recognition system, and so on. Let's move on. In biometrics in security. In security, biometrics work in two biometric characteristics, physiological and behavioral. Well, I am going to discuss all that, but not totally all, because the biometric system is so large, it is hard to describe in just a few minutes. So, but I am going to still discuss about physiological and behavioral some topic. First, fingerprint. The physiological biometrics, the fingerprint. Well, I am not going to discuss totally about the fingerprint system, but the fingerprint, I am going to give a glimpse of the idea of how fingerprints works. First, you can see there are some dots, not just dots, there are some lines in your palm. Each recognized by the machine that is in the biometric system, and then it really works in the biometric recognition. Then the facial recognition. When the facial recognition, it has captured the image, then find the page in the image, extract features, and compare the templates. Well, comparing the template doesn't mean the templates that you are understanding. Templates means the pictures when in the security system, when you are compared to your face recognition, it compares your face to the other faces that comes to that contact. And then it recognizes whether it is you or someone else. Then hand recognition, hand or fingerprint is an automated measurement of many dimensions of the hand or the fingers. So you can see here, it finds on the X and Y horizontally, and then how it geometrically calculates your fan. And then it actually works on this machine to recognize your palm recognition. Let's move on to the iris recognition. Iris scanning measures the iris pattern in the colored part of the eye. Well, you can see the colored part of the eye and the white color of the part of the eye. In the iris recognition system, it recognizes your colored part of the eye. Then move to the retinal recognition. And it actually, all the measurements come from the recognition of the part of your eye, because there are two parts of the eye, colored and non-colored. It actually work on the non-colored part of the eye. Then the behavioral biometrics. Voice recognition. I am talking so loudly, I think, but I cannot do it well. Voice recognition. Well, actually, for voice recognition system, your voice needs to be recognized by the security system, and that's how voice recognition works. Signature or verification. Well, signature or verification recognition is a little bit tricky, because when the signature recognition machine works, it actually calculates the pressure that you are putting in the paper that you are writing, the way you are writing, how fast you are writing. Well, and some other things are calculated during the signature recognition. Keystroke dynamics. Well, I'm not going to tell you about these things, because we are in the CSE department. So you all know about the keystrokes we are putting in our system when we are typing in our computer. So it recognizes how fast you are typing and how digitally you are typing, and then it recognizes you actually. The next part of my presentation will be discussed by my friend. Thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sharim Mohammed, and I'm going to tell about the authentication system of a biometric. So first of all, what is authentication? Authentication is a process to identify the identification of a user that can access in a biometric security system. The authentication has 3 levels, and the levels are what you have, means key, your ATM card, etc. And something you know, what you know, your PIN code, your password, and something you are, and that is the part of the biometrics, physiological and behavioral. So the normal process of authentication, the first of all, when you punch your ID or key, so first of all it identifies what user has. Then it goes to the verification, to verify the validity. If it valid, then go to the next part, authentication. Otherwise, it goes to the, if not valid, then goes to the access denied. In authentication part, it authenticates your code, your code or your algorithm what you put in the security system. If they are valid, then access granted. Otherwise, access denied. And before I explain this slide, I want to show you something. And these are the biometric security devices. Every different devices are working in different parts of your body. Some devices are check your face, some devices are check your iris line, some check your eye braces, some devices are check your hand geometry. So every different security devices working or scanning system are different, but the main thing are quite same. And in a short time, I want to give you a short example. And the example is about the fingerprint. Our fingerprint, in the surface of finger, there are two things. First thing is ridges, and second thing is valley. Ridges means the upper skin segment, and valley means the lower skin segment. And when you punch your finger in a system, then first it scan it. Then in feature extraction, there are two algorithms: minute matching and pattern matching. And these algorithms set a code, then it match this code. If match, then your access is successful. Otherwise, the system stop it. And this is the system of authentication in a biometric security system. And next part, present my friend.
Hello everyone, my name is Mahmoud Rahman. I'm going to follow up from where my friends left. RFID. As my friend was talking about the biometric devices, it is still on testing. It is not released yet. What is RFID? RFID means radio frequency identification devices. It is thought to be the most powerful security system in biometrics. Right now, the most popular biometric system that is going on is fingerprint, and it needs scanning. But most of the times, if the person who puts his finger for scan, it takes too much pressure, or sometimes the database gets jammed, so it doesn't work sometimes. But in this system, RFID, it is a little chip like SIM card we use in phone. So when it gets in the area of the radio frequency, it passes its encoded data to the system, and the system that reads its data send it to the local database and give its feedback. If it's okay, then you are okay to access. This is the main basis used in RFID, but it has some issues that hasn't been completed yet. So the testing is going on. So I'll go to the next part. Application: biometrics in security prison. Police has been using biometric security system to scan the staff, visitors, and the prisoners in a cell. So the reasons are, sometimes in a prison, real or misbehavior of prisoners can be seen. So to track them, who are responsible for them, they are using the biometric security system to track them down. ATM and other financial transactions. Nearly 28% European banks are using the biometric security system for their ATM and other financial transactions. Why? Because criminals nowadays are using their threats to the customers and taking their cards and PIN numbers, and that's the way they can take their money from the banks and ATM booth. But if the user has biometric security system, they just cannot take it. And if they use the biometric security system on those things, the other frauds and IT theft cannot hack into their accounts and took the money easily. Easy and land login. In this computer era, we almost all of us has multiple accounts in different websites, and that because of that, managing those sites.
In biometric system, MBAN is the key. So he need not to remember any password or card ID. If each body part is unique, and biometrics uses this unique identity to active something and to unlock something. Here are some advantages of the biometric security. Biometric security entails additional tier of security. Biometric security gives accurate identification. This feature cannot easily duplicated. That means only one person get the access and get top class of security. Biometric security prevent unauthorized use of lost, stolen or borrowed ID cards. Biometric security reduce password administration tool service. In this system, replace hard to remember password which may be shared or observed. Biometric security integrate a wide range of biometric solution and technologies, customer application, network access, etc. In biometric security, it is possible to know automatically who did what, where, and when. Biometric offers significant cost service and increase ROI in areas. Here are some disadvantages of biometric security. First of all, biometric security is an expensive security solution. Some chemical industries are often affected. Use this because they use fingerprint mode and sometimes so they often affected. Biometric security is found with age. For example, the voice of man are changed with ages. When some people have some pro and pro deflection, the voice of person also change. Some people are affected with diabetes and their eyes will get affected and resulting in difference. In voice recognition system, a person's voice is easily recorded and use unauthorized PC and networks. Due to some technical problem, the verification of biometric security are not workable all time. Our next page is going to tell.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Hassan Mohan Mehdi. As my movements are saying about the biometric security system, so I have not have so much to say. I am just say here you can say that there is lots of uses in biometric security system, and there are also some examples. I would like to say about some virtual examples that you can see Fast and Furious 7, the movie. Here lot of the biometric security system are used, and if someone didn't see this, I will also prefer another movie, that is 37. And after all of this discussion, I would like to say that biometrics is an emerging area, and we can easily use this in our security sector, and it may be take the place of our normal security system, which is pin code or password using security system, and that will be our blessings for our security sector. And that's all of us. Here is the reference. Any question you can.
Right, questions? Yes.